What's going on? This is Ryan with Automatic Comics, and up next, I've got an unboxing here. This is 5 books, but this is from the Express tier. These are bigger books. Really excited about these. Again, have not checked the grades, so let's see what we got. Alright, so before we get started, please remember to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content like this. Again, I do really appreciate all the likes, the subscriptions, the comments. I also wanted to comment from my last giveaway from last month. The winner, I had forgotten to put it up in a video. The winner was Mr. Moo Moo. I'll put his comment somewhere in here. And so that book has already been shipped out, sent to that winner. Thank you. And I do have a giveaway going on one of my prior videos a few videos ago from this one. Alright, so now let's get into this unboxing. I sent in a pretty large submission to CGC recently. Went through a presser first, a third-party presser, the comic book presser. If you've seen me talk about him in my prior unboxing video that I did for a modern submission that was part of this larger submission. This submission had 4 different groups of books. It had a Fast Track Modern, Fast Track Economy, Standard, and Express. Fast Track Modern got back first. 5 days. 5 days. That was how quick that turnaround was for the Fast Track Modern. Absolutely insane. Beat my Express submission that got in after, I remember exactly what it was, like 7 or 8 days. That one was a little bit slower. The other 2 are still sitting in a kind of like scheduled for grading point. The last submission I did, those took about a month, so we'll see what those ones do. Now, if you haven't watched my prior unboxing video, I recommend it. It was a lot of fun unboxing those. And it wasn't all like super modern books, it was a variety of books, because the modern tier is anything from like 1975 on, with perspective of CGC. Now this one is an Express tier. So Express tier means it's a book that is valued between $1,000 and $3,000. There's only one tier above Express, and that's walkthrough. And walkthrough is anything above $3,000. That one costs you $150 minimum for grading, and then it goes up from there. Basically, it's 3% of value of the book up to, I believe, $5,000. This one, the Express tier, this one costs for 5 books $615. So that comes out to $123 per book. Just for the grading, and then the pressing also had more expense on top of it. So these books were pricey to get pressed and graded. I think on the order of about 180 bucks a piece just for the pressing and grading. So these are some bigger ones. I think, let me check, like at least like 3 of these are kind of like PC probably type books, like books that I wouldn't be readily selling them. Maybe even 4 of them. And I never say a book is never for sale. If somebody offered me enough money, a book is always for sale. Or if I decide to get a different book, I have a limited set of books that I keep in my like not for sale list. I've talked about this before. I keep that at about 50 books, and so if I get something I like more, then I push one of those books out. I kind of reevaluate my collection, and I push one of those books out, and that new book takes its place. But there's some pretty awesome books in here that I'm really excited about. Now I opened it up from the bottom, so hopefully the grades are okay. All right, because one time they actually had them flipped. So you opened it from the bottom, but it was that's not what it was. I've been super impressed with CGC's packing recently. I know there had been some issues with packing that people have been talking about, books shifting around, but these are, I'll show you. This is packed really tight. So see here, it wasn't enough books to fill this box, but they filled the rest of that area with bubble wrap, and just everything's real tight in there. This one has cardboard between each book, so I think that's also part of the fact that it's the Express tier, a little pricier books. I talked about in my prior unboxing video that I was going to go over the grader's notes afterwards, probably film a separate video with those grader's notes. I'll probably do that with these too, because these will be interesting, because these are going to be lower grades, because these are bigger books. These are not super high grade books, and so it'll be interesting to see what the grader's notes say for these. Now, I don't know which side to kind of go from first. I don't know if I'll be getting it from the top or the bottom on this one, but let's see. So there's the back. So like I said, there's some pretty cool books in here. I'm really excited about this one. All right, so we're starting from the back. It looks like this is Marvel Mystery Comics number 52. This is an Alex Schomburg. Just if you saw me when I got this book originally, it's just an incredible looking copy. It has some issues to it that make it so it's not like a super high grade or anything, but an incredible presenting copy of this book. You can see it's got everything you really kind of want for that World War II era book. This book is, I don't know what year it is. Let me check. 1944. So it's 1944. You've got the swastika on there. You've got Human Torch. You've got the bondage cover. You've got them beating up Nazis. All this kind of stuff. So I had estimated this book at a 3.0. Let's see what we got. Oh, crap. Oh my gosh. That, like on this book, that's a huge deal. Holy cow. 4.5. I don't even care that it's slightly brittle pages. I do not care. And I've said that before. With older books like this, page quality means nothing to me. I mean, like, white pages, yeah, it's nice, great. But it's that the book exists. And with slightly brittle, one of the things you need to be aware of is that it can often just be that, like, a little corner, a little part is brittle. Like, you can see how there was probably some, like, staining or water down here. It might just be that this little section down here was brittle. But they give the whole book that page quality grade. It's kind of like you get the worst grade. Oh my God. I am shocked by this. 4.5. That is awesome. I mean, I had expected a 3.0 and to get a 4.5. There are only 39 universal copies on the census. I don't know if this would make it 40. I haven't checked if this was like if the census had been upgraded yet. But oh my God. I can't. I don't even know if I can get over how happy I am about this one. That already just like makes this submission. That is incredible. But I mean, you can see it is a killer presenting book. There were some issues on the spine. You know, and I did have it pressed. Again, the comic book presser. I'll put his. So the presser I sent it to, I talked about this before, is The Comic Book Presser. That's his name. And he's on IG, has a web page, all that kind of stuff. And oh, man, I can't get over how happy I am with this. But so it had a spine roll when I got it. You can see some of that spine roll was fixed. You're always a little worried because these older books are single staple. So you can see it's just a, show up there. So it's just a single staple in there, and it's just, you're always afraid that is that staple going to hold on? Is something going to detach? And man, incredible. 4.5, and that is a beautiful book. One thing I've also noticed a lot of times when you get those like brittle page or slightly brittle page qualities, like the colors really pop. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or like oxidation on the book or something, but man, 4.5, awesome. God. I am floored with that. That is awesome. All right, I don't want to pull from that side now because I don't want to do the next book that I think would come in there. It's probably like the book I'd be most excited. Let's see. Yeah, so that's it. I want to go from the other side, I think. All right, so we're going to go to the other side now. Don't want to. Let's see here. All right. See if this is the one that I think it is or not. Oh no, they're not in order, so it doesn't matter. That's why. So they're coming out in whatever order. So this is Batman #3. This is the first time you see Catwoman in costume. This one I was worried about because it had a really wonky spine. I didn't know if it had been trimmed or something. It wasn't sold as trimmed, so I can't see the label yet. I don't know if it's actually a blue label or a purple label. I'm really hoping it's a blue label and it is not trimmed or anything, but I'm kind of fine with it anyway. It's missing a ton of pages. It is a 0.5. There's no question it's a 0.5. But this really shows you, we'll see if it's not trimmed first. Yeah, 0.5. Okay, and blue label, so not trimmed. So you can see 5 center wraps missing, piece out of page 8, effects story incomplete. But the main story that I really cared about that was in here was the Catwoman story. You saw Catwoman with her cat head mask on. I actually did, when I did that unboxing, I did a flip through of that so you could see that. And this really shows you how weird those cuts can be on these Golden Age books. Like if you saw this and you see this like cut way on the side there, cutting into the 10 cents and everything, cutting into the words over here, you might think it was trimmed. And like I was concerned, maybe it was trimmed. But you can see this is square. This is actually square like this. That's with the spine roll corrected. And you've got a huge amount of the back cover showing, and it's cut real wonky on this side, but it still just barely fits in this regular size slab. That was one of the main things I mentioned to the presser when I was talking to him about this, was that I was like, I just don't want it in a magazine size slab. I want this one, trimmed or not. I was like, I want this one in a standard slab, just because the magazines are just harder to present, and they don't fit on shelves well and all that. So very happy about this. I knew it was going to be a 0.5 because of the missing pages, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be trimmed or not. But yeah, super excited about that. So yeah, and the back covers of these they look so nice. The colors and everything are great. I'm going to spend a little more time talking about these books just because they're much bigger books. I'm just real excited about these, and even missing multiple wraps. This is a really pricey book. That's why this was in this tier, the 1,000 to 3,000 tier, because even at a 0.5, this is a big book, and one of my favorite, if not my favorite, early Batman covers. I really, if I'm not counting like some of the Detective Comics Joker covers type things, I love it. Got that cool black background, just simple Batman and Robin running at the, out of the cover. Awesome. All right, so 2 nice surprises. So that one not being restored, and then the Marvel Mystery. Man, that 4-5. I can't get past that. All right, so now let's take a look at this one. What are you? Okay, all right, so now getting into the Silver Age of this one. This is Spider-Man number 5, and this is the first Doctor Doom crossover. And this one, I think I had this one at a 354. Yep, yeah, so I had this one at a 354. Just anything early Amazing Spider-Man, early Doctor Doom, always going to be just great books to own, great covers. And this one, let's see, it had a little more, it had more issues to it than I was expecting initially. I think it had like a crease up the middle and everything like that, but still, I had it at a 354. Let's see what we got. Oh, crap. Did I send the wrong one? Okay, so I cut away for a second there because I had to think about what was going on here. I submitted 2 copies of this book. Because, like I said, I did a very large submission, 71 books. And so I had one that was going in a lower tier. That was a very low grade copy. That was this. This is definitely not the one that I had submitted for the express tier. And so I think those just got flipped. So the other one, the nicer copy, is probably going in my, I think I maybe had it in the standard tier. Either had it in the standard or the fast track economy. I don't remember. So this is the lower grade copy. So I just happened to get this one back quicker then. So that's why this one, I was pretty shocked at first because I was like, holy crap, like I was off by that much. But okay, so yeah, because this one has cover reattached with tape on interior cover, like pieces missing out of the back, everything like that. And so yeah, this is not the 354 copy. That one will be coming, it sounds, in a later one. That's just, I guess, the risk of having multiple copies of the same book across multiple different submissions is just what happened. But no big deal. I'll just get that one back a little bit later. But still, Amazing Spider-Man number 5 in a 1.5, lower grade. But yeah, I had one that I was expecting this lower grade. So that surprised me for a second. I was like, was it like missing a piece in the middle or something like that I didn't catch? Okay. All right. The next one, I only had one of this book in there. So at least assuming that this is what I think it is. Yep. All right. So this is Amazing Spider-Man number 50. This is the first appearance of Kingpin. Just one of the most iconic Romita covers of all time. One of my favorite Spider-Man covers, especially from the Silver Age. This was a really nice presenting copy. It was really clean, other than you can see that crease that goes up about halfway there and then a little more in the middle. So because of that, I had this book at a 5.5. So let's see what this book gets. 5.0. Okay. Yeah, close enough. I mean, it's a little disappointing to have it in a 5.0 instead of the 5.5. But not a bad book regardless. I mean, it really is a very nice presenting copy of this. You know, you've got really nice colors. It's really clean. You know, you've got a little crease up here, and then just it's that spine wear. You know, here's what it is. That is the risk of sending in. Sometimes you get those grades you hope for, sometimes you don't. And still off-white to white pages, nice book. 5.0, half grade off on that one, but it's not going to take me down from that Marvel Mystery Comics 52. Holy crap, that one, still riding high from that book. All right, now this last one, I really have like no idea what grade this one is going to get. This one is a tough grade. This is a tough book to grade. This is beyond number 27. So this is this really incredible skull cover. And you can see this book looks beautiful. It is a beautiful looking copy of this book. I'm going to try to not see the grade and I'll show you. But see, the issue is on the back and on the interior of the cover. There's a lot of tanning. It's just a ton of tanning on this book. And so that's really going to just hurt the grade on this one. And let's see here. Okay, so, I mean, honestly, like seeing it again in person, I'm wondering if I was being too harsh on it. I had it at a 3.5 because of the tanning. I mean, if that didn't have that tanning, I feel like this book was like, I don't know, like a 7.0, like a 7.0 or an 8.0. I mean, look at this thing. It's stunning. The spine is amazing. The edges, the corners, I'm trying to not show the grade. Just stunning book. And so I could see it getting above that grade estimate. A 3.5, I think I was being pretty conservative seeing it again in person, but the tanning was just so extreme on this book. I mean, hey, I'll hope for higher than a 3.5, but 3.5 is where I had it. Let's see. God, yes, 5.5. That's what I was saying. Like, I had it as like a 7, and you know, then with the tanning, I thought it was going to just kill the grade because the tanning was just so strong. I mean, so now that I can show a little closer, you can see, like, you know, I had that this was probably the strongest tanning I'd seen on a book. And it was on the interior of the front cover, too. Really strong tanning. And, you know, you've got the cream to off-white pages, but just really strong tanning on this one. And so I thought it was going to knock it down. You know, I mean, that makes you wonder, like, what it would have been without that tanning. You know, because I've talked about that before with tanning is, like, I've seen tanning not as bad as this, and it usually will knock it down at least, like, 2 grades. And so I thought this might knock it down 3 or more. But wow, 5.5, just killer for this book. So this is a Seduction of the Innocent book. Unfortunately, they don't notate that on the label there. But this is a Sodi book, Seduction of the Innocent. Awesome skull cover. I think one of the better covers from this entire run. Just amazing cover from this run, and just such a clean book. I mean, you can see, like, if you ignore the tanning part of it, there's so few flaws. I mean, you've got a little bit of, like, it's like mouse chew up on that, right up here, and then I mean, just check out the spine. You can actually, like, a book that's this old, 1954, where you can just count spine ticks. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10, 11, 12, 13, and a little bit of stuff down here. You know, and so, like, with that, that's what I said, like, probably like a 7.5 if it didn't have the tanning. So I'd say the tanning knocked it down 2 grades. But wow, 5.5. I mean, this has been... I said this unboxing was I felt like it was gonna be up and down because I was a little unsure about some of the grades on these because just the types of flaws that were on them. It was gonna throw me for a little bit of a loop, and it definitely did. And 2 of them way on the positive side, 1 a little bit on the negative side, and then the Amazing Spider-Man number 5 that at first I was extremely shocked by, but then I figured out what went on with that one. But wow, 5.5 beyond 27. I'm gonna have to check how high that is on the census for this book because, I mean, this one, they're only 17 universal copies on the census. I bet this is one of the better copies that's out there. That's stunning. I am so happy with that. So this has been a really fun unboxing. I mean, Beyond 27, 5.5. I mean, we've got, yeah, this is the one, kind of disappointment. Half grade lower than I thought it was going to get. But, 5.0, still can't complain too much for first appearance of Kingpin. This one was like originally, like, this was like the Heart Attack book, where I was surprised it was that much lower, but I figured out why. And we've got just awesome having a Batman number 3. Really always just, I love Batman, early Batman, and excited to get this one. And then this one, this was the shocker of the unboxing, really, for me. This Marvel Mystery 52, 4.5. I mean, yeah, slightly brittle pages, but who cares? Look at that cover. You got the Baby Ruth bar on the back. Just, oh man, so excited about this. So, hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed this unboxing. If you did, please hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content like this. I've got more videos over here if you'd like to watch some of my other videos, and the subscription button right here. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Holy crap.